Hello and welcome to another player profile and projection here on Talkin Yanks, where we're bringing you an episode a day every day until opening day. We did Judge, now we're doing MLJ. Mark Leiter Jr., right-handed relief pitcher. They traded for him in the middle of last season because they needed more strikeouts in the bullpen. He also came with years, so they got him for this year and next year. What's his role going to be? I think he's one of those guys where we will find out. He's one of these relievers where he's not locked into back end and he's not locked in to stay in the whole season. He's kind of one of these Victor Gonzalez, Ferguson cats where he can go the Wandy route and become a guy. He can go the Victor Gonzalez route and become a former. I think it's a wide range of what Mark Leiter Jr. can do for us. He did have some big moments in the postseason. We're going to watch those, reminisce a little bit. We're going to do the baseball reference projections. We're going to do the over-under. And we're going to talk about his gusto.
Yeah.
Because he does have that.
Jersey guy, Jim.
Tom's River. Barnegat Bay man. I believe he resides on the bay. Probably likes boating. But I mean, the bay is pretty gross. It's not like it's like a fishing. You'd have to go to the ocean.
Right.
Get some crabs.
Take the bay to head out.
Yeah.
His uncle is Al Leiter.
Mm-hmm.
His dad is Mark Leiter. That's where the junior part comes from.
His cousin.
Jack on
Jack
Texas.
Leiter. Yeah.
Texas
Family
Rangers, affair. Who's teammates with Volpe. The Yankees traded for Mark Leiter Jr., and we had been daydreaming of Yankees trades for a little bit. And Mark Leiter Jr. wasn't the name that was on everyone's list. And then when the trade happened, everyone started digging, and Jack Curry mentioned, there's like, hey, Mark Leiter Jr. can be a guy. His strikeout rates, I think when the Yankees traded for him, he was like the 5th best strikeout rate in the National League, and it was with, the elite of the elite of the elite.
God damn it.
Mark Leiter Jr. came over, no shave, then shave. I think it was a fly-in to Philly, and he entered like the first day they needed him. And then I think he pitched the next day.
It's like, oh, you cut your hair between days.
And then, yeah, it's a little bit tough, the life of a reliever, because he came over to the Yanks and he did strike guys out, but there was a while where he was getting rocked. The splitter wasn't splitting. He came into a couple low leverage situations, and I don't know if his confidence was shook, but the pitches were shook. And then a slight redemption in the postseason.
Wasn't even on the roster.
Right. Injury replacement, and Mark Leiter Jr. found himself in some serious situations that we're going to look at in a second, where he earned a little bit back, Jim.
I want to root for Mark Leiter Jr. a lot, and there's many reasons, but I just read off the stats that Beebs has here on the sheet for us, and I got to tell you, Jake. Well, okay. He threw off-speed pitches 62% of the time versus left-handed batters last year, which is a ton. It's the 8th highest amongst qualified relief pitchers. He's thrown at least 2 strikes in his first 3 pitches 57% of the time versus lefties. So he attacks lefties, and he's good against lefties, and he attacks them with junk. Okay? Now, the problem is, when he's behind in the count, opponents bat .500 against him, second highest. Okay? A good stat. He kills, this is a good stat or a bad stat. He kills bottom of the order bats. Just a .438 OPS versus the bottom of the order since 2023, which is the 4th best in the NL.
Okay.
Everything that I'm saying, I think, and this is going to be very weird to people who don't know about that we play, have like a creator sports league where we play in a warehouse. But everything about all of that is probably the same can be said about me. I can come in and get the second batter.
You guys have drawn comparisons.
We have like similar arsenals, and those stats are probably there. And obviously,
miles of heart.
I'm not comparing myself to a major league pitcher. I'm comparing the stats that we both share, and maybe that's why I like him, because he will give you moments of like buckle down brilliance, but then he's going to break your heart because not that good.
He's like never had results.
When it comes down to it, you can't string together enough of that to be the slowest junk baller in the zone, which I have the lowest walk percentage in our warehouse, and I throw the slowest. It's a bad combo.
Right.
But I do have a very soft spot for Mark Leiter Jr. because of that. And he does pitch downhill. When they traded for him, we were told he pitches with balls.
Yeah.
You know, which you do see at times. And then you see other times he's like, I don't have it. And he's like, but it is what it is. I don't know. So the splitter's nice. I really like splitters. Now, how's his splitter going to compare to our new reliever, Cruz? It might look different.
Well, maybe they'll have like a nice splitter fraternity going on out there, you know, exchanging tricks. Yeah, I guess if dream world for Mark Leiter Jr. this year, he could find a really nice role.
Litke,
Sessa, like the guy who finishes games. We're up 5 or we're down 3, and go do your thing.
Multiple inning, medium leverage guy. Didn't on like Lucas Litke's PPP in 2022, we realized he was medium leverage god.
Right.
If it was high leverage, lukewarm Litke. If it was high leverage or low, that's the ideal role. I think I see him slotting into, because I don't think this stuff has the makeup to be your 8th inning guy, because there's just so much.
Well, and they don't need him to be.
And they don't need him to be.
Which is a little like when they traded for him. When Jack Curry speaks, you listen, and they were also trying to sell him as that, which, it's an interesting player page to look at, because he didn't really break out until his age 31 and 32 season, the past couple years. So I don't know. I mean, this is a very different lane of Matt Blake masterclass, and while he's been on the Yankees, it hasn't been. But the strikeout numbers are insane. So I don't know if there's something they can tap into. Like you said, when you watch it, it's almost like if he gets him 0-2, you're like, ooh, Mark Leiter's about to dig something up. When it is 2-0, you're like, don't.
And if he's medium leverage, long relief,
medium leverage Mark,
you can go the Snell route and be like, oh, it's 2-0, take first.
Right.
I'll just get the next guy. Yeah. What does Baseball Reference have him doing, and with what reliability do they have him doing? Again, thank you for listening to the show. We're the only place that uses Baseball Reference projections. We're aware of it, and we love it.
With a 57% reliability.
That's crazy high for a reliever. Haven't we had like 10?
Yeah, relievers skew lower, and this is a guy that has had ups and downs.
That's nuts out of Baseball Reference to think they got
a little
this
cocky.
Above a coin flip.
It's a little cocky. I'm excited to see.
It's a high reliability score.
I'm excited to see some of the others. Okay, interesting. 61 innings pitched. Close to a full season. 69 strikeouts. A 4.13 ERA, a 1.246 WHIP, 3 wild pitches.
Okay, 5 last year.
2 saves.
Improves on that. 7 career saves. None last season.
So a 1.2 WHIP. That's better than last year.
I think if he has a 1.2 WHIP, he would be an effective pitcher.
Medium leverage Mark. In that scenario, if he's 8th inning guy, that's a little higher.
Right.
28 earned runs over 61 innings pitched. If he's going in
a little bit like, how did we get there?
I mean, that's kind of a 1-inning guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I brought up last year, he had 11 multi-innings outings. Let me see.
Well, he had 60 games and 58 innings, so basically a 1-inning guy.
He had 14 appearances that were more than an inning.
And then some that had to be less.
Yes.
Because that's math.
Yep.
Locked.
Do you want I guess a fear / maybe not a fear because of the expectations. What if the Yankees envision him becoming like, I don't want to say their version of Canely, but like, I don't know, like a lefty guy. Like they signed Tim Hill to be the contact lefty. Mark Leiter's the strikeout lefty guy.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a stretch where you're relying on him to do more than you can. Talkin got us through a lot of last season.
He'll get 7th innings. Like,
yeah.
And that might not be bad.
One number I'm honing in on here is the IBB.
Intentional walks allowed.
Yeah. I need that higher if we're like leaning into if we're leaning into who we are.
Okay.
2-0, flash some force. I'm go get the next guy. It's like he's kind of a video game of a player. Reset button exists for a reason. Bad start, you're on first, and we're moving on.
Yeah,
we want you to give up more often.
It's a little scary, letting free runners on in the medium leverage spots.
Yeah, you're up 4 runs, there's 2 outs, and this guy's 2-0 on first.
It'd be nice if he had like a ball in play pitch.
He does.
That was a little less risky.
He throws ball in play pitches, but he gets strikeouts. He's a very odd pitcher.
That was a little less risky.
Like a slow curve, a slow splitter, and a slow 2-seam. All of those are contact pitches, yet he gets swing and misses.
They're all meant to be rolled over.
Yeah, it's crazy.
99th percentile whiff percentage.
I know. It's very odd. I think it's because he's below the hitting speed and guys light up. Like, I wonder now that we have data, average swing speed versus lighter.
You think they're swinging harder.
Average swing speed against.
Yeah.
That leaderboard exists.
It does?
Yes, I don't know how to access it, but I was reading an article about how like 7 of the 12 like lowest average swing speeds were on the Yankees. Leiter, I don't believe, was one of them. But like Tim Hill makes guys feel weird. They swing less hard.
Interesting.
Hey,
Max Fried.
I've already used up. The day this comes out, this isn't true, but I've used up my Matt Blake strikes today. Split finger.
Split finger.
His most thrown pitch.
Yep.
Had a 0.99 batting average against.
Yeah.
He threw that 36% of the time.
Yeah.
His sinker, second most thrown pitch, 30% of the time. 394 batting average against.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going from pitchers hitting to peak Ted Williams impossible feat. Curveball, third most thrown pitch, 158 batting average against. We see a lot of pitchers in modern day baseball that just crank up the Asano throw that good pitch.
Yeah.
It feels like we can do a little more cranking. I know the fastball plays off the splitter, but
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think he even throws the splitter until he's got a strike. So 0-0 count, the split finger is his least thrown pitch.
Right.
Wow.
Only 12 of them. And then if I go batter ahead, the splitter jumps up to 20. But I wonder if even if it's like 1-0, does he throw it there? No. Because you can't, it's got so much movement.
Right.
That's a pitch you have to throw. As a guy who throws junk.
Sure.
Again, when their eyes are a little bigger, they're like, it's like desperate big eyes. Like 1 strike is the perfect splitter count if you have an in the zone splitter. Because guys are still swinging a little big. Where I bet when he's at 2 strikes, if he puts that thing in the zone, it's probably like that's in play, but outs. 40% of the time, he throws it with 2 strikes. Sorry, 67% of the time he throws it with 2 strikes.
A true out pitch.
Yeah. So I don't know if it translates to throwing it earlier, but maybe the sinker's not it.
I'm interested in finding out, because if your eyes lit up theory, some hitters' eyes light up that first pitch.
It's true.
And we saw him work back. Mark Leiter Jr.'s ideal at bat is high curveball first pitch, swing, foul off a cutter,
Yeah, sinker
splitter
first
strike
pitch.
3.
Sinker first pitch, and they take it, or they foul it back. That's probably his ideal first pitch. I wonder how many first pitch. Well, I just said first pitch splitters. What the results? He threw, it said 12 of them over the whole course of the season. Yeah, 12. To a result of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were balls, 7 were balls. Called strike on Brendan Donovan. Bet he regrets that. Luke Raley grounded into a double play. So that's a good first pitch double play ball. Dead center. And then he got 3 people to chase. Maybe he can experiment with it more under the game situation.
I just think with some of the data points we have, there could be a little more room for exploration.
Okay.
But also, like, maybe it's watching the sinker, because the year previous to that in 2023, the sinker still got hit, but not at such a significant level that maybe there's tinkering that can happen there that can help. His cutter was really effective the year before, so maybe that's something we can tap into just a little more.
I wonder if his sinker and splitter are too similar. In theory, they have arm side run. Splitter's going to be a little more down.
Yeah.
You know, Coney was showing me his sinker splitter. It's very similar grip. You just chuck the thumb and spread the fingers. And the four-seam fastball, if he has one, could like shock people at times. I don't know. It's weird he doesn't play that off of anyone at any time. But I like watching him pitch. I'd like him to be good. We're going to watch him pitch after this quick break.
Who's scoring big this NBA season? You are, with all new ways to get in on the action with our partners at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you use code YANKS. From monster slams, dishing the rock, cleaning the glass, get behind your favorite players, and prop bets you can make at DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers, use code YANKS. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code YANKS only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Mark Leiter Jr. Hey, we acquired you in the middle of the season. I had my doubts. But you know what? You showed me something in the playoffs, man. This guy's got guts. He's got that, if anything. And I can use that in the pen. The pen is so good that it doesn't have to be super dependent on him, so he can be able to just go out there and just play ball, boy. Let's go. Do I have confidence? Where? Am I late in the game? I think he can close games if you really need it, but we have so many people there that could possibly do it that there might not be a need. But Mark Leiter Jr., I think you can figure it out.
Noel at the plate. Takes a
first pitch splitter.
With a breaking ball. Trade deadline
Low.
into July.
That scared the hell out of me.
High curves.
Noel left field, that is hooking. It is deep. It is going to be
Unbelievable.
Verdugo
Never a
runs it
doubt.
down.
And here he is against Shohei.
First
That was a
pitch.
splitter.
Was that a splitter?
Yeah.
Swings and misses.
Cutter. Up.
Shoulder popped out of place.
Split
This
outside.
one, 2 for
Intentional
Leiter.
walk
Ohtani
pitch.
takes outside.
2 of them.
Edman taken off, and he's got a stolen base.
Okay.
Austin Wells. So
Wow.
sad.
2-2. Ohtani
He was
takes
upset.
the dirt, ball 3. And Weaver, payoff. Fouled off.
Wow, just burying splitters.
Chases right
And then
through.
finally gets them. Ooh. Is that just a ton of splitters in a row there at the end?
At least like 4 of those pitches were
There was
splitters,
2
right?
like intentional walk pitches. And then I think it was a split festival.
It felt like it was like he was hanging the split even on those pitches.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tricky pitch. You wonder, does he have control when he's throwing different splitters? Because it looked like there was a couple he tried to like dot in the zone and a couple he tried to bury in the dirt. But that could not be intentional either.
So baseball savant, who I trust more than like ESPN, TBSs of they have it as splitter, cutter, splitters all the way down, which is all the same miles per hour. Cutter's 86, splitter is 86.
In or down?
All right. Well, our over-under here is 24 and a half games in the 8th inning. Now, Beebs, when you were writing this, did you mean 8th inning or later, or did you mean 8th inning?
I believe I meant 8th inning, but I suppose or later does count. But let's say 8th inning, because I was going off of how many he did last year.
Okay. I don't even know if I'd be interested in comparing it to him. I think I'd be interested in comparing it to the Yankees. Like, who would he be on the Yankees last year? You know, in theory, you're going to have
It's like last year today that
Williams, Weaver, Hamilton.
It's like Canely. As far as like inning usage.
Yeah, Canely could be it. I mean, Talkin at some point, like, we were really there.
I'd say
wild.
like Cousins or Hamilton, right? Like he's
A lot
clearly
of guys who missed
he's a depth piece, but if he gets hot, they will use him in high leverage.
Yeah, I mean, Ferguson and Talkin were the 4th and 5th most games for the Yankees last year. I'm going to go look at those guys. I'll throw Cousins in there as well. He really wasn't high leverage for a while. And I want to see how many times they saw the 8th inning, because it can be a surprising amount. Like, mop-up guys do get a lot of time there,
Right.
so it's not indicative of his role.
Even in like save situations for a team, it can be something like 7th inning was top of the order, so that's actually when they used Weaver. 8th inning was going to be the bottom.
Caleb Ferguson had 16 in the 8th inning.
Mark Leiter appeared in the 8th inning 31 times in 2024 between his Cubs and Yanks time.
Tonk Daddy, huh?
Tonk Daddy to me.
Okay, so he had 7. He was 14 in the 6th, 14 in the 7th.
I found it.
Yeah, I'm going under.
I'm going over because I found Mark Leiter Jr.'s role.
Oh.
Mark Leiter Jr. is our extra inning pitcher.
Well, that wouldn't be the 8th inning.
Oh, so it's not doing 8th inning or later.
No, Beeb said just 8th
In the
inning.
8th inning, then
Yeah.
it's under. Easy.
Yeah,
under.
I got under as well. 8th inning or later, I have over.
Easy.
Just games happen.
He's our extra inning guy. Strike him out or lose the game.
I'd like to save Devin Williams and Weaver.
They don't do that.
I know. We can learn to
Why play
adjust.
for hypothetical innings?
No.
Subscribe. Exclusive. Joe's McFly with a porpoise. Purpose.
Bow.